Hi, I'm Steph from Simplicity Happens, and today we're going to create these adorable clip art people in PowerPoint. If you're enjoying my videos, please subscribe to my Simplicity Happens channel and check out my website, simplicityhappens.com. All right, stick around and let's get started.
Hello and welcome. Let's get started on making our clip art people. I'm going to go through the samples that I created right down to the actual dimensions. You are welcome to do the same, or if you want to tweak it yourself, you definitely can, and I'll show you some little tips and tricks. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is create our face outline. So in PowerPoint, let's go into Insert, Shapes, and we're going to select the oval. Okay, to go off the dimensions of my sample, I have 2.45 and 2.1. So let's go up here. So select your oval, and in the right top hand corner of the menu, you're going to input 2.45 and 2.1. Right, so now you can select the colors. If some of these colors aren't coming up on your screen, you can go into Shape Fill and go into More Fill Colors and select the color of your choice. Okay, so now that we have the face created, I'm going to align center. I'm going to create the eyebrows. So let's start with the eyebrows. Go up to Insert, Shapes, and we're going to select the arc. Just pull and drag on your mouse. And then we're going to select your curve and input 0.37, 0.41. Now go into the shape outline and select the color that you want. And then we can make it a little thicker if you'd like. So I'll make it thicker. And then I'm going to Control-C, Control-V to copy and paste that. So now that I have two. So my eyebrows are created. Then I'll kind of tweak this in just a bit. Okay, now that we have the eyebrows created, let's go on to create our eyes. So for the eyes, I'm going to Insert, Shapes, Oval. The outside is 0.15, 0.27. And then the inside of the eye is 0.08 and 0.1. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. 0.08. 1. Okay, and then I just want to center this. So I'm going to say align center, align center. And then I'm going to group them. Now it's grouped. Okay, once I have my eye created, I'm going to copy and paste to make another one. And there I have my two eyes. So I'll put this on in just a moment, but I want to get to the eyelashes. So we're going to go into Insert, Shapes, grab the line, do that really fast, grab the line shape. 0.51, 0.25. I'm just going to create my eyelashes big at first, and you'll see why. It's really hard to work with these when they're tiny. So let's do another one. So 0.57, 0.09. So you can grab another line, or since you've made the first one and you've outlined it in black, go ahead and just Control C, Control V to copy and paste it. 0.57, 0.09. Okay, I'm going to do that again. 0.48, 0.05. Okay, 1.14. And this last one is 0.25, 0.18. Okay. Once that's complete, we'll group them. And then we're going to take them down to 0.1, 0.26. Okay, so I'm going to pull these down now. And you might have to tweak these just depending on if they go into the eye or not. So because there's some of them that are angled, it is at times difficult, and you'll just kind of have to play around with it until you figure that out. But this looks pretty good, so I'm going to group my eye and my eyelashes together. And so I've decided now I'm actually going to copy and paste that one. And then I'm going to rotate this because I want the longer eyelash to be first. So I'm going to rotate and flip horizontal. And then I'm going to line this up nicely. Okay, and just try to get them as even as possible. And then when you group them, whoops, when you group them, then align center. And then same thing with the eyebrows. So I just want to get my eyebrows nice and centered over the eyes. And then you can kind of tweak them as you go. Okay. All right, now that we have our eyebrows and our eyes completed, we are going to get our nose completed. So a couple different things you can do here. The first one is just to go into Insert Shapes and grab the Curve tool. What I like to do is just click on my mouse, pull it down, and then get it where you want it. Don't go too far. And then unclick on your mouse, and then you can move your mouse around a little bit. Now you have kind of a cute little nose there. Oops. And you can put that right there. Align it center. And again, with your eyes, you might have to kind of ballpark it with your own eyes to see where that center would be. And if this nose isn't as exciting for you, you can always come in here and grab the freeform scribble tool and kind of just start to make your own nose, which, whoops, you'll have to probably do this a couple times in order to get the nose that you want. So you can do that. Or you can make the little line nose that's a little bit more nicely edged and rounded versus one that looks like you might have drawn on it. So whatever one works for you, whatever one you like, there's different ways you can make the nose. All right, and then we'll go ahead and make the mouth. Go ahead and again grab that arc tool and just drag it out. And then you can work with that arc tool there. And then align center. Whoops. All right, so now you can group the entire face. So eyebrows, nose, mouth. Group it together, and there you have your face. So now that we have our face created, this is the nice part. You can come in here and just, if you want to make sample faces similar to what I've done here, you can. So there you go. You have a variety of faces. So now that we have the faces created, let's move on and start working on our hair. All right, stick around. All right, so let's get started with hair. So what I like to do is go to Insert, Shapes, and do this freeform scribble. There are other ways to make hair, and you could probably figure out some fun ways using some of the basic shapes for a nicer, cleaner look. But I personally like to add my own personal touch, and I feel like when I make the hair, to have it not perfect is actually kind of quirky and gives it a little bit of character. And I personally really like that. So, depending on what you want to do, you could go in and make your own hair using the shapes. But I'm just going to show you what I like to do. And it should give you some encouragement that I am not the best drawer on earth, but PowerPoint is very forgiving and your Clipart characters are super cute and forgiving, and it's kind of nice to have a little bit of quirkiness with the hair. So what I like to do is draw my own hair, and let me show you something that I do. So let's say I wanted to start out with my short hair. Okay, so I might want to do something like that. Okay, so I'm going to shape, fill, outline in black. Okay, you might have to move your face around a little bit too to make it smaller or make more room for the hair. So just so you know, I actually ended up moving this face around a little bit for the hair. It's all about the hair. So with this being said, I actually kind of liked what I just drew, but let's say that you only liked one side of it. So maybe you were like, this side looks really good, but I don't like this side. The nice thing you can do is right click, save as picture, put it on your desktop, and you can save it as a picture. And you can see what I did earlier. Now, obviously, this isn't the same picture, but I took a picture of this one, saved it on my desktop, and then copied it back in. Let's say I liked this side, but I really didn't like this side. So go into picture format, crop. And what you can do is you can crop this side of it, and then copy and paste it, rotate it, and then line it up nicely, group it, and then place it. Now it does look a little funny, but that's just something fun you can do in order to play around with different types of hair. Now let's say maybe I want to try the other side instead. So let me get it back to where it was before. Now let's say, you know what? I thought I liked that side. Let's actually try this side. So I'm going to go in and crop again. You take off this side. Rotate horizontal. Group it. And pull it down a little bit. So again, just depending on what you like and what you end up creating, some stuff just looks really great the way it is. So I kind of like that. And I might actually take a picture of this and keep just this side for mine. But there are so many cool things you can do. I think this is the one that I originally had. So as you can see, it doesn't have to be perfect. It still looks really cute. And it gives your faces some character and some quirkiness. So that's how I made short hair. I did the same thing with long hair. So I'm just going to show you really quickly what I did. All right, so let's go ahead and make the hair. So when we make longer hair, again, I like to go into the freeform scribble. And here's where I just like to okay. Now on this one, I really like this side, but I don't love this side. So here's the really neat thing we can do. We can save this as a picture, and then I'll show you again how to crop it, and we can make it really cute. So I just took a picture of it, and I'm going to crop it now. I told you I like this side, but I don't love this side. So let's kind of cut it right there. And so now I can Control C, Control V, rotate horizontally, and group. All right, now that's cute. Like the outline of it. It's going to come together really nicely here soon. So then you can just put some nice little cute waves. In the hair to give it a little bit of definition. Oops. If you want to put on a little cute bow, you can just make your own little bow. So I hope that was helpful for creating your face and your hair. Now stick around and we'll get to creating the remaining part of your characters, which is fun. So we're going to start making a shirt, pants, and some dresses as well. So stick around. All right, let's get to the pants, shirts, and dresses, the fun part of the tutorial as well. So the first thing we're going to do is create the body by going into Insert Shapes, and we're going to select the cylinder, and this is going to be the neck, and we will tweak this in just a bit. Oops. Okay. Okay, so we've got the necks there. And then the next thing we're going to do is create our shirt. So we're going to grab the rectangle shape, and then we're going to go in and grab these rectangle shapes with the rounded corners. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is go in and we're going to select the black arc tool. And I'll show you what we're going to do with this in just a moment. This becomes the shirt outline to give it a little definition. What I like to do is take out the outline, and you'll kind of see in just a second what I do here. So no one's going to see the top part of the neck because the face is going to be over it. And so let me make this a little bit bigger so we can get started with it. And you will have to tweak around this as well, just because it does take a little bit of practice to get it to where you want it. All right, so I want my shirt to be, let's do a red shirt. Okay, and I want it to be outlined in black. I don't want this shape outlined though, so I'm going to go into no outline. Okay, then I'm going to grab the neck, put it right there so it's behind the shirt. Let's go up here to send backward if it's not. And then I'm going to take the face and put it right there, and I'm going to bring the face forward. Okay, as you can see, I need to be able to get the shirt sleeves over that. So again, this is just a little bit of practice until you can get it perfect. Okay, so then what we're going to do is create our pants. And this is just the rectangle tool. I'm sorry, I keep calling it tool. It's a shape, the rectangle shapes. Any color that you want. And group them, and then we're going to send them backward. Okay, and then just play around with it until you can get to a place where you like the look of it. Anytime you switch one thing, you might notice something else gets turned around. So you might have to play around with it for a little bit. For this shape, for the shoes, I used the flowchart delay shape. So I'm gonna put those on here. I'm going to group those, and then I'm going to, whoops, fill them. And then if you want, you can send them backward. To make the hands, if you want, this is something you're probably going to have to play around with a little bit, but about making oops. There you go. So you can make, make some hands, start out making them big and then make them a little smaller. And then if you don't love it, just retweak and do again. And if you finally are like, I can't do this, the cute little rounded hands work too. Here's our first little clip art character. What a cutie. Let's go ahead and create our next one. So this is just making the dress. So again, we're going to follow that same format as before. So we'll do rounded sleeves. So grab that rectangular shape with the rounded corners. And then this one, for the dress, we're going to grab that flowchart manual operation. We're going to flip it, pull it up, send it backward. Now I want to go in and grab the, where did it go? There it is. The black arc, pull it out. I don't want an outline on it because I want it to mesh in with the neckline. And again, practice makes perfect. Just figure out the perfect place for it. Now rotate, pull it on the other side. And again, just going to have to kind of tweak it as you go. Okay, you can group it together. I'm going to make my dress this pretty green color. No outline there. Black here. All right, and then again, let's insert our legs. So I'm going to go into my rectangular shape here. Copy and paste to make that second leg. Let's group those together. No outline. Send backward. I'm going to grab his shoes. I'm going to pull them over here. I want everything to match. Get those lined up. Might have to tweak that a little bit later. Okay. And then I can put on the face. Okay. So just for some definition, I really like for the girls they create to have the eyelashes. And then for the boys, I keep the eyelashes off. Okay, so here's the neck I created earlier. I'm going to put the face, I'm going to bring that face forward. Okay. Pull that down here. And then I'm going to grab the arms over here. And then you just kind of just have to play around with this too. Send this backward. Whoops, bring it forward. So this is where things get a little tricky. If you want your character to be holding a flower or something, you're going to have to ungroup some of this stuff in order for the arm to go behind there, but not the other place. So you kind of just have to keep that in mind. But you might have to be grouping, regrouping, and tweaking as you go, which is fine. It just takes a little bit of time. Okay, so then if I want her to be holding a cute little flower or something of that nature, I'm gonna grab the hand here. If you're interested in learning more about Clipart and you're looking for cute activities for your kids, I give away a lot of free activities that support children 2 through 6 with cognitive and language development on the simplicityhappens.com website. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Come on out and see my website. I'm here to help and answer any questions if I can. So I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.